Thousands of years ago, the island of Motunui stood grand, surrounded by crystal clear water, with beautiful flora engulfing it. The land and reef were plentiful for food for its people. Here lived Moana, a chief-to-be. As a little girl, she felt a deep connection to the ocean. It always called her name. She sat in awe as her grandma Tala told the story of Maui, a demigod who stole the heart of Te Fiti, the Mala island who could raise land from the sea. In doing this, a fire demon, Te was born, and in her hunt for Te Fiti's heart, she destroyed all land in her path. As Moana matured, her longing for the ocean grew stronger, with her constantly begging her to explore beyond the reef, though this was strictly forbidden by the chief, Moana's father. She felt different from her people, knowing her want was not shared. As time went on, the land became scarce, and the reef stopped offering fish. Moana's people were fearful that soon food would run out altogether. On her 16th birthday, her grandma led her down a small passage. "It is time you knew who you really were," her grandma whispered, and as they reached a hidden cave, ancient canoes and boats were revealed. Moana was mesmerized. As she began playing a drum, she could feel and hear as her ancestors voyaged far beyond the reef. They were rave finders. Grandma Tala grew sick, and her dying wish was for Moana to find Maui and restore the heart of Te Fiti. Moana was grief-stricken but determined, and, against the wishes of her father, set out on her journey to restore the heart. Moana felt at peace as she set sail. The ocean guided her, protected her. She had finally embraced who she really was, and it felt good. She watched as the sky grew darker and felt the waves beginning to reject her. She began battling against the ocean, attempting to stay afloat, but a giant wave got her and engulfed her, and it all went black. She awoke in a daze of confusion. On what appeared to be an island, here she found Maui, but alas was deeply disappointed in him, for he was a coward, not willing to help. Maui trapped Moana and attempted to steal her boat, but she was able to free herself. As she began swimming towards Maui, the ocean picked her up and carried her into the boat. An enraged Maui threw her overboard. But the ocean carried her back again, which angered him even more. So he threw her overboard again and again and again, until eventually he gave up and agreed to help her, on one condition: they first retrieve his magic fishhook. After a ferocious battle with the Kokomora, small but kind of cute coconut bandits that nearly lost them to Fiti's heart, and retrieving Maui's fishhook from the realm of monsters, they continued on their journey. As they reached the island of Te Fiti, Moana and Maui were met not by Te Fiti herself, but the angered fire demon, Te Kā. She had completely taken over, robbing Te Fiti of her luscious greenery. Moana and Maui fought mercilessly, but to no avail. Te Kā could not be defeated. Moana then noticed a symbol on Te Kā's chest. In a final attempt to restore the heart, Moana used the stone to get Te Kā's attention. She asked the ocean to clear the way for her. Te Kā pursued Moana in a rage, but as she closed in on the stone, she grew calm. Moana inserted the stone into Te Kā's heart, and all at once Te Kā began transforming. Luscious greenery replaced fire as Te Kā transformed back into her true self, Te Fiti. When Moana returned home, her island was once again dressed in beautiful greenery with plentiful food supplies. She taught her people to sail as their ancestors had done, and they voyaged to loot new lands. As she sailed with Maui and her father by her side, leading her people into the unknown, she realized it was her difference from her people, her longing for the ocean, that had ultimately saved them. Traditionally, society has oppressed any difference, trying to enforce conformity, and unfortunately, education has acted as an avenue to impose this. At the beginning of her story, Moana experiences a sense of difference from her tribe that she ultimately suppresses due to the social norm of her society, that is, to remain on the island and within the reef. This is similar to students in the 21st century, who, as a result of mythical norms, feel they must conceal particular parts of their identity in order to seem like they fit in, like they're not different. Perhaps one of the most important roles we have as teachers is to communicate the importance of this difference and non-conformity, to ensure all students feel safe to wholly express themselves. Moana sings in the movie, but the voice inside sings a different song, What Is Wrong With Me? In a profession where we value equity and equality, it is important that we allow students to listen to the voice inside that sings a different song and ensure through communication that we empower this voice and encourage them to follow it, to be wholly and truly their individual selves.